Hello. Thinking cold. I've got my dressing gown on tonight because I'm so cold. Can't get warm at all. Oh dear, dear. Never mind. Hi Nathan. Got my dressing gown on. I can't get warm tonight. I'm so cold. So cold. I need to get a ball of wool before I go any further. Hi Diane. I hope everybody else is warmer than me. I cannot get warm. I am starving cold. Hi, Crafting It So. Oh, gosh, it's so cold. Hi, Connie. I'm trying to find the middle out of my ball. It always goes into hiding, doesn't it? I like knitting from the inside, or crocheting from the inside. My live video, the oldest one, was 5 years ago. Oh, hi, Sean. Hello. How are you doing? How are you doing, Sean? Sean was the original Saturday Night Live girl, long before me. But when she became poorly, she couldn't do it, I said, do you mind if I take it over? And she said, not at all, because she's kind of like that, aren't you, Sean? So that's how come I got the Saturday night spot. It was originally Sean's spot. Hi, Christine. Oh, dear. Look at that yarn bath. Well, I've got no dogs. I've got no people, so it should be all quiet. There'll be nobody opening doors tonight, nobody barking. Well, no dogs barking, I should say. Yes, it should be lovely and quiet. So fingers crossed that the internet doesn't go off, because my telly went off the other day and I haven't got all my channels back. I need to get my son to twiddle a few dials and knobs and things when he comes back. I didn't actually know whether they were going to go on holiday or not, because my son did something to his foot just before he was due to go, which is not very good when you're the driver, is it? How have I been? Not too bad, apart from being cold. Yeah. I am so miserable when I'm cold. I'm a miserable, they say you're a miserable drunk. Well, I'm not. You're okay, minus laughs. Oh, men. I've given them up. Not just for Lent, I've given them up. They're not worth the hassle. Sorry, guys, if there's any guys on here. I'm just talking about the men in my life, not the men on here. Oh. I think they just put a life on the earth to annoy us. I'm convinced of that fact. Oh, hello, phone. It's not done anything all night, and then the minute I come on here, it has to go. Right, let me make sure I'm knitting with the right bits and not knitting with the tail ends. Don't you just hate it when you've joined in a ball of wool and you crochet on it halfway across the row, only to find that you're not crocheting or knitting with the new ball, that you are knitting with the old tail end? What am I making? Well, eventually, if I ever manage to finish it, I'm making a bomber jacket, or whatever you want to call it. That. I've done the back, the two fronts, the two sleeves, but I've still got all the trimmings to do. The pocket tops, the whatever. Oh, I've got all that to do. So I'm still quite a long way off finishing it. There's more twiddly bits to finish than there was to do the knitting. I'm on the second sleeve. So I might actually finish the sleeves. Have I been watching Crufts? No. I've actually been asleep half the time. I don't know I'm just very sleepy. And I did sleep last night. I don't know why I'm so sleepy. I've still not been right since, last week when I went a bit off, when I had to go off early last week because I wasn't feeling very well. I've just been I'm not ill, I'm not poorly, I can't say there's anything wrong with me because there isn't. I just feel so tired. All the time, tired. I think I should get my iron levels checked. I think I might need some. Yeah. Oh, one needing antibiotics. Yeah, I think I do need something. Yeah. If he used and lied to you, that's typical. Narcissistic male. Don't mean you, Nathan. You're not like that. They say you have to kiss a lot of frogs in this world before you meet the handsome prince. Well, I gave up after about the 20th frog, so I'm not bothered anymore. If you wonder what I'm wearing my dressing gown because I'm so cold. I had to put my dressing gown over the top of my sweater. Yeah, there are certain men in this world just put on this earth to annoy women, and I seem to find them, and obviously Sharon's found the others. Oh dear. Why won't men realise that they're not very good liars? Have you ever noticed that? You ladies, I'm not. Close your ears, Nathan. Ladies on here, have you never noticed that men don't make very good liars? Yeah. Now, women, on the other hand, we get away with murder because we can lie like troopers. Yes, I agree, Connie. She's much better off. The only man in your life should be G. Leave it at that. He's the only one you need. Even though he does do your head at times. That's a son, by the way. Sons do your head in anyway, don't they? They're put on this earth to do your head in, sons. Mm-hmm. And I said to my son, do you need a strap for your ankle? Or do you need some gel to rub on it? And he's like, stop fussing me. You know I don't like being fussed. And I'm thinking, I'm your mother. I was only helping or trying to help. Oh, yeah, stick with a neurologist. He might be married, but he's doing you some good. Yeah. I can't even say I'm sticking with the dogs because they're both female now. We don't have any male dogs anymore. 4 boys and a girl. Oh, Lord. Well, as you know, I only managed to have one child. It wasn't through, but I do think that God only gave me one because he knew what he was doing, yeah. Fantastic is stretching it a bit, Esther. Yeah. I feel tired all the time. I think I need some iron pills or something. But you shouldn't self-diagnose, should you? Maybe I should ask for another blood test and see whether I'm just deficient. Well, I know I'm deficient, but, deficient in iron or something. My diet isn't that good. I don't eat me green leafy veggies and stuff like that, yeah. Yeah, he seems to be settling down, doesn't he? Yeah, it could be B12, yeah. I did get some of them given to me. Yeah, I think I do need some iron, but you shouldn't diagnose yourself, should you? I shouldn't just start taking iron. Does it do you any harm? Can you have too much? If you have too much, you have to be careful walking past the fridge magnets, things like that. Maybe I might try a course. I did actually buy. Do you know, I'm really bad. I bought some vitamins and haven't took them. I bought some iron tablets and haven't took them. So maybe I should reach them out of the drawer, put them where I'll see them and start to take them. I don't think you can, well, if you stick with the allocated dose, I don't think you can overdose yourself. It's only these people who take 2 tablets when they're only supposed to take 1, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't, because I'm not due to go to see my diabetic nurse for quite some time, and that's the only time they ever take my blood, really. Yeah. Oh, getting our Getting to see one of my doctors is a miracle, Connie. You know, you have to lie down and die in the waiting room, yeah. Rheumatoid arthritis. I've got osteoarthritis. Thankfully, not, well, I don't think rheumatoid. Although, you know, my knuckles are a bit swollen, but they don't think that. They think it's osteoarthritis, which isn't good, but it's better than rheumatoid, yeah. Rheumatoid is when your cells start attacking or something or other. Mind you, at my time of life, it's a wonder I haven't got everything in it, really, you know. Keep going, you fool. Yeah. Oh, life always has to whack you one with a wet sponge, don't it? Just when you think everything's going fine, you think I'm doing okay now, and then oof, life says, aha, but yes, we don't know about that. You haven't had that yet, have you? We'll put that down on your list, yeah. We'll give you that. It's a good job we don't really know what's in front of us, isn't it? You know, I don't think, if somebody said to me, I can predict, you know, what your life is going to be like in the next 5 years, I would say, no, thank you. I don't want to know. If life's going to smack me one, I'd rather wait until it actually smacks me one. I don't want to know it's going to do that. You know, I'm not one for seeing into the future or something like that. I'd rather it was a surprise. Yeah, I wouldn't want to know either, Connie. Yeah. Well, I actually didn't go through the menopause. I had my hysterectomy at 33 and just, I don't know whether it's because I was young. I just sailed through it. I got a bit, as we would say in the, you know, north of England, nazi. Got a bit nazi, a bit naughty, you know, a bit snappy. But I didn't have any of the night sweats or anything like that. I mean, some people don't. Some people just sail through it, yeah. I think because I wasn't expecting it to happen. I wasn't looking for it, if you know what I mean. But they did put me on HRT after a while. Hi, Patricia. Where's Katrina? Yeah. Is it Katrina? I'm glad you liked everything. Is it Katrina? Katarine, yeah. Oh gosh, I forgot their name. You know, I'm terrible with names. Christine, that's it, Christine. Yeah. I'm glad you liked everything, Christine. Oh dear. Well, I think I'm all right otherwise, but you know, you just keep going mentally, don't you? And hope for the best, you know. I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box anymore, but then hey ho, you know. A lot of people a lot younger than me are, a lot worse than me. I was talking with Sue this afternoon, you'd be pleased to know. She was going to make a cake because it's her partner's birthday today. And of course, it's Mother's Day in the UK tomorrow. Mother's Day. Oh, I do hope they don't get me a plant because I kill them. Sue is absolutely fine. She sounded tip-top. Yeah, she sounded on. She was going to go and make a cake for her other half because it was his birthday and she'd promised him a cake. I said, well, you need a cake anyway because it's Mother's Day in the UK tomorrow, so she needs one, yeah. And the postman hadn't brought her any cards today, but then we don't always get post on a Saturday anyway. I just hope my lot don't buy me a plant. I'll kiss her death with a plant. I really am. I try my best to nurture them and look after them and whatever. Oh, but I'd be better off with a bunch of daffodils, really, you know. But I'm not one of these who wants big presents or expensive presents or anything like that, you know. I'm not one like that. I don't expect things. You know, some women are, aren't they? Some women want the world on a stick, don't they? But I don't. I'm just happy if I get a card and, maybe a bunch of daffodils or something. That's me done. I don't want all the, expensive gifts and jewellery and stuff like that. You know. Oh gosh, you must have a greener thumb than me, Shell. I didn't do so bad when I lived at the other house. I used to plant tomatoes and different things, but I did have a proper garden that, and my dog was a bit better behaved. He didn't sort of wee on the vegetable patches. Whereas these two little dogs, they'd probably dig everything up anyway. Yeah, with a card and a candle, something like that, Connie. Yeah. I'm not, what is it, avaricious? I'm not greedy. I don't want big presents, no. Yeah, exactly. We don't need all of that performance. I mean, you see some people, don't you? They say, oh, I got this and that. And I got this gift from Pandora and I got that and I got this. And I'm like, oh, well, that's fine and good. That's what you want and that's what you expect. That's fine and good. But no, it doesn't bother me at all. Just as long as they remember it's Mother's Day. That's all I ask you. The same with my birthdays and Christmases. We don't go bonkers. You listen to some people and they've got hundreds of presents to open. And I mean, I used to get more presents when, as a family, we used to give each other presents, but we stopped all that off because half of them live in London now. So you'd have the problem of having to post things out. And, we decided it was too much of a faff. So we agreed to just leave it at that. Yeah. You don't buy for me and I won't buy for you. It means I only get a couple of presents at Christmas, but that's fine. That is fine. As I say, I've had my time in my lifetime when I was a kiddie. Father Christmas came. Not that I ever got a lot of stuff, but when I was little, I didn't expect. I don't know about you that are sort of similar age group or just a bit younger than me. We didn't expect, did we, all of this stuff that kids today expect? If they don't get a new iPad or they don't get a new Xbox or something, they're all disappointed, aren't they? Whereas we were happy if we got a post office set and a smoker's outfit, and a new annual. And if I was lucky, maybe I got a doll. It's just everything's gone out of proportion. Yeah, but they're so greedy now, Connie. They want. I want this, I want that, I want the other, yeah. Yeah. I mean, my mum would ask me sort of what did I want Father Christmas to bring me. But I knew better than to say more than one thing. Well, there wasn't the toys that there are now when we were young, when I was young anyway, because don't forget I'm a lot older than most of you. And there wasn't obviously there was no adverts on the telly because I don't think there was ITV at the time. So we only knew what was in the toy shop window. And you knew not to say much. You knew that to say, you wanted a doll or you wanted roller skates. And anything else that came, like a book or an annual. My mum used to always buy me an annual of some description. So there was something to read, yeah. And a lot of my aunties or something used to give me a book token. I mean, kids today, they wouldn't even know what a book token was. And you always had to wait until probably New Year for the shop to open, didn't you, to go and spend your book token. It's whatever, yeah. You were just happy with what you got. A tangerine. I used to get half a crown, a tangerine, some nuts, and things like that. You never got that, did you? No, no, I never did either. I never got one of those chocolate machines. All I got was a licorice smoker's outfit or a chocolate smoker's outfit. That was the closest. One year, I did get a little sweet shop thing, with the scales and little sweets in little bottles that were about that big. And they were like little hundreds and thousands there was in them. They weren't proper sweets, yeah. That was in exchange because usually it was the jumbo printing set or it was, what else did I used to get? The post office where you used to do stamps, yeah. Um, so snakes and ladders sometimes, yeah. Always little things like that. You never got anything big, did you? But, I would ask for a doll, but I didn't always get one. One year I was cheeky. I said I wanted a doll and a pram. I didn't get them. Hi, Lulu. You've been in the bushes, have you? Not literally. Have you been lurking in the bushes? Yeah, I used to get a tangerine, some nuts, even though I never ate the nuts. Tangerine, some nuts, half a crown. I think that was about it. Always at the bottom, yeah. Yeah. I never felt that I was deprived at Christmas, probably because as after the war, everything was nobody had money. So I mean it wasn't like my friends would be flashing things in front of me saying, "Oh, you only got that, I got this." Because we were all kind of in the same boat. Yeah, sometimes you would get a new sweater, a hand knitted sweater, or a hat, yeah. Something small like that, yeah, mittens, yeah. Um, but I don't remember ever getting slippers. Did we never wear slippers when we were little? I don't remember ever having slippers. As I got older, I got slippers. But I honestly don't remember ever getting slippers when I was small. Hmm. And when you think about it, we had lino, didn't we? It was cold. You would have thought we would have got slippers. We had to make do with hand knit socks, I think, didn't we? Oh, well, there wasn't such things like that, Shan. You're a whole different generation to me. I mean, there was no such thing as these electronic toys and that. We just had the drafts and the snakes and ladders and stuff like that, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember one year my mum made me a cardigan with little poodles on. Either side. There was a poodle either side with a big hoop. It was like jumping through a hoop, yeah. You got a set of panties, yeah. I don't know what I wore on my feet. Do you know, Ethan? I cannot remember. It was probably socks because my mum was always, she had a sock knitting machine. So I would imagine I had a pair of woolly socks on my feet. But I cannot remember ever wearing slippers. In fact, I can't remember having a dressing gown. Did we have such things like this? I'm wearing a dressing gown. Did we have such things? I always wanted a dressing gown. Do you remember with those ladybird buttons? They were all the rage, but I never got one. A dressing gown with ladybird buttons. But I don't remember slippers. Anybody who's my age, do you remember having slippers when you were young? Hmm. You think my mum would have knitted me a pair of slippers or something, wouldn't you? But I'm sure I didn't wear my shoes in the house because that would have worn my shoes out, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember. Hmm. Strange how you can remember. Oh no, we just got towelled off and then you got your nightie on. I think it was was a nightie. I don't think I wore pyjamas. It's amazing. I can remember so many things about my childhood, but yet I can't remember if I wore a nightie or pyjamas. Weird, isn't it? I can remember wearing a Liberty bodice and my vest, but I can't remember whether I wore a nightie or pyjamas. Oh, you got knitted slippers. Oh, you posh seaside. You got knitted slippers. You would have thought my mum would have knitted me some slippers, wouldn't you? Because she knitted everything else. But my dad never had slippers either. He always wore his shoes. My mum had slippers. She had those plaid ones, you know, the old-fashioned ones with the pom-pom on the front. Mum had slippers. So I think I've got vague recollections of putting my feet in these slippers that were my mum's, yeah. When she didn't have them on her feet, which is like 90% of the time. She even got on the bus and went up to Oldham in her slippers, yeah. Yeah, oh, you were posh, Patricia. PJs and a dressing gown. I think I wore either a nightie or pyjamas, and my mum used to put me an old fluffy cardigan on, you know, to go to bed in so I wouldn't get cold. You know, one that was like too shrunken or past its best or something. I used to have one to sleep in, keep me warm when it was cold, yeah. Yeah, I still do that now. Your mum had moccasins. Woo. I don't think I've ever had a pair of moccasins. My son did until the dog ate them, yeah. Oh, my mum was always knitting. Always knitting. That's where I've got it from, really. You couldn't sit in our house and not do anything. If you weren't doing your homework and you weren't reading, I don't mean reading a trashy novel or a comic, you had to be reading something from the library. And if you weren't doing that, then you had to be sewing or knitting or, well, I couldn't crochet back in the day. I didn't learn to crochet till I was 13. But I did learn to knit from being about 5. Not very well, but I did learn to knit. I can't say, oh, I made myself a cardigan. I used to make little things from a little dolly. I had a teenage doll long before Barbie and Cindy were ever invented. I used to have that, yeah. Oh, you got Jean Greenhow toys. Woohoo! I remember knitting my son a puppet. I was there. Mummy Christmas was up Christmas Eve till all I was finishing off this little knitted puppet. But it was well worth it because he played. Oh, he did play with it. He had lots more expensive toys, but he played with this knitted puppet. In fact, I found the pattern the other day when I was in my shed. Really basic knitted puppet it was. Little dog it was. Nothing fancy at all. But he loved it. He absolutely loved it. But I can't remember. But Christmases were always, I don't know. We didn't get chocolate because chocolate was probably still on ration when I was a kid. Don't forget how old I am. I don't remember getting chocolate. My mum occasionally used to get one of those big boxes of chocolates. Do you remember when they had the satin on the top of the box? It was either a country scene, wasn't it, or a bunch of flowers, and it had a big satin bow on it. Big box of chocolates. And it was only ever one layer of chocolate, wasn't it? One layer. And you used to get them doled out one at once. You won't like these. So, you know, my mother convinced me that they were for adults and that children don't like these. Yeah, I had to make do with the horrible chocolate, you know, from the smoker's outfit. That was the only chocolate I remember getting. There was no such thing as these selection boxes back then. Stuff like that. I mean, it was just after the war, don't forget. I was born in 45, the end of 45. Rationing didn't come off until the 50s, I think. Yeah, I think it was the 50s before we got... I mean, I was fortunate in the fact that my two aunties that lived just up a few houses further up didn't eat chocolate. So me and my brother used to get their sweet ration coupons. It wasn't much, believe me. You didn't get overwhelmed, yeah. So we would get the odd chocolate bar, courtesy of my two aunts who saved up their sweet rations for us. Yeah. You had some special treats, yeah. Yeah, the UK was in rations, I think, until... Now, if Chris was here, he'd look it up. Hi, Isaac, how's your hand? Isaac cut his hand washing the glasses up in the house. My son did that. He had a job doing pot washing, as they called it, in a pub. He was underage, so he couldn't serve alcohol, but he could wash them. It was before dishwashers. And he cut his hand wide open on a pint glass, putting his hand inside it, yeah. So I know what it's like. He savaged himself. Finished up with stitches in his hand, yeah. He says, I'm not going back to work. I'm not doing that job anymore. He did go back to his job, but they had him just collecting the glasses off the tables, or they didn't have him washing them anymore. 1954. Yeah, I would have been 9 when it ended. Oh, gosh, I know. Well, I was cleaning a glass unit. We had, these units behind me. We had one with black glass, and I was cleaning it, and it fell out, and it sliced my finger, all the finger end off, near enough. And I looked at it and fainted. Luckily, my ex-husband was there, and he yanked me up on my feet and shoved me under the cold tap and splattered me with water to bring me to. Oh, Lord, it was hanging off me end of my finger. I mean, fortunately, he glued it back on again, stuck it back together again. You can't see it. Well, I can see there's a big scar goes all the way around it. Oh, thought I'd lost the end of my finger. After that, I said, you can clean the glass units. I'm not cleaning them anymore. And they were horrible. They were black glass. And if you've ever had anything that's black glass, you can clean it and clean it. You turn around and it's all this like dust sticks to it, yeah. The UK finally paid off the war debt. Gosh, I had no idea. But then again, I was only a kid, Well, I wasn't around during the war, was I? I'd like to know why we still make payments abroad. I don't mean to Canada if we owed a debt. I'm talking about some other countries. Why we're struggling, and yet we're still paying money overseas to people. I think the Indian places like that, they're probably more well off than we are. They should be paying us, shouldn't they? At one time, Britain was Great Britain, wasn't it? And it had money. Now it has nothing. It's on its knees, Great Britain. I don't know what happened with the, what was it? The budget. I don't think it made any difference to me. At one time I used to watch it. Hi, Chris. You're making homemade veggie soup with chicken. Whee. Everybody around to Chris's. He's making veggie soup. Isaac's cut his hand wide open, Chris, on a glass, washing up. So he's got stitches. He's poorly. Oh, God, and talk to me about governments. I don't think any other country's any better than us, though, Sean. Except maybe like kind of Germany and people who do manage to balance their books. But we don't. We don't. Well, as long as you give me sympathy when I've got my left hand all bandaged up. Well, fuzzy what? Oh, yeah. Do you know, they are the best thing. I've got them in black, cream, and beige. Yeah. If my hand and my wrist are warm, my hands are warm. Yeah, I'll have that hand all bandaged up after the 22nd. Yeah, it's a Friday. So I'll be on here on the Saturday asking for sympathy because I'll have stitches all down. So I can't remember how many stitches I had last time. It goes from the middle of your palm all the way down to there when they do it. So, you know, I might be a bit on painkillers, a bit out of it when I come on the 23rd, yeah. You've got one more Saturday of sense. And then provided they don't cancel it, of course, you can never guarantee with the NHS. I'm fully expecting them to ring me up and say, oh, you know, sorry, we've cancelled you. When I had my spinal operation, they cancelled me 3 times and they wanted to send me home on the 4th. And I said, hold on a minute. You're not supposed to cancel more than 3 times. Oh, I said, I want to see the surgeon. I said, I am not going home. I am sitting here until you get me the surgeon. Anyway, when he came, the surgeon, I said, do you realise? I said, you're trying to send me home for the 4th time. And he said, oh, really? Really? I didn't know that. I said, well, look down the list. I said, and see somebody who's not been cancelled and send them home. Anyway, he disappeared for about an hour and I'm still sitting there. And the sister the woman in charge kept saying, you need to go home. I said, I'm not going home, not going home. Not going home till I see him. And he tells me that he can't do it. Anyway, he came back and said, I've sent somebody else home. So finally got me up. Well, as I said, 4 times, they nearly wanted to cancel me. One time I was actually outside the operating theatre on my trolley, waiting to go in. And they cancelled me. I was so annoyed. I kept telling them at work, right, I'm off, I won't be back, and then I'm back in again. I thought you weren't coming back. Well, cancel me, yes, again. It was the same with my tonsils and my adenoids and all that. I got that cancelled twice. When they give you a date here in the UK? Yeah, they cancel it. I don't know. Other people don't seem to get cancelled. Have you got cancelled as well, Sean? I thought it was just me. I thought it was my name, my face that didn't fit, you know. Worst of all is when you go to the hospital and you're sitting there and they say, why are you here? And you say, I've got an appointment, here's my letter. And they say, oh, didn't you get the cancellation letter then? Obviously not. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, would I? Oh, sorry, we sent you out a cancellation letter. Did you? Well, where is it then? Tell you, if we were paying, we wouldn't get cancelled. If we had a private surgeon and a private doctor, we wouldn't get cancelled then. But no, the NHS, they can cancel you whenever they feel like it. And they don't just cancel you till the week after, do they? They cancel you for months. Or we will send you out another appointment. I went to the eye hospital with a bleed behind my eye. They said, we'll send for you in a couple of months to see whether the bleed's gone away. 2 years later, along the line, I get this appointment. And I get there and they said, "Why have you come?" I said, "I don't know. You sent for me. I don't know." They didn't know I'd had my cataracts done. They didn't know I'd had my eyes lasered. They had no idea at all. I said, "Well, why have you brought me here then?" They said, "Oh, you had a bleed behind your eye." I said, "Yeah, that was 2 years ago." "Hiya, Dotty Dolly. How are you today?" I know you're not called Dotty Dolly, but I can't remember names. I'm sorry. So I have to call you by your screen name. I can't remember people's names at Knit Club and I go there every week. I'm just bad with names. I really am. You know, when you meet somebody in the street, or you leave, well, Lisa. I'm Liza with a Z, not Lisa with a, oh, what was it, that song she used to sing? Liza Minnelli here. I'm actually a Liz as well, because I'm Janet Elizabeth. Yeah. I've been naughty today. I've just ordered some chunky. It's from a website that Sheila had mentioned that it was a cheaper one. So I went on and I ordered some chunky. You're having a quick shower? Oh, I've had mine this morning, so I'm all right. Yeah, I ordered some chunky and cream. I've got to think about cream at the minute. This looks like it's white, but it's not. It's actually winter white. So I've ordered some, I can't remember what it is, some chunky and cream anyway. She mentioned how cheap it was, so I went to have a look, and of course it's fatal. But I was not tempted, only got the cream that I wanted. I did not go mad and start ordering loads of stuff. But I know I've not got a big amount of cream in the shed. Right, I need to get the other sleeve out because I could be getting near to where I need to start the shaping. Oh, let's have a little look in my little bag. I showed you my bag, didn't I? I can't remember where I got it from now, but Sheila's a bad influence, she is. She's very bad influence. You ordered aqua metallic. I ordered 12 balls of chunky, yeah. Very bad influence she is. I have to tell her off. Tell her she's an enabler. Yeah, it's quite a good price, actually. I think it worked out with the postage. It worked out at about £1.40 something for 100 gram of chunky, which I thought wasn't bad. I just hope it's not scratchy when it arrives, you know, because you never can tell when you're ordering online, can you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 to the armhole. I'm counting the bumps in case you're wondering what I'm counting. 19 bumps to the armhole. Right, let's count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now I've got about 8 more rows to do then. Oh, I'm trying to be good. I've got so much in the shed. I am trying to be good, but I'm on this cream, wanting to knit cream. I don't know why I've got this yen to knit cream, but I do. And I've got another pattern that I want to make in cream. So that's hence why I ordered the cream chunky. I'm trying to be good. I'm not as bad as I used to be. I used to be ordering wool every blooming week. That's why I've got a shed full. I was shopaholic when it came to wool. You know, I used to get in debt through ordering too much, way too much. But then, of course, I used to be selling things that I'd crocheted, which I don't manage to do at the moment, yeah. I am going to start featuring one crochet item out of the shed on every video that I do. Just in the vain hope that somebody might spot it and say, oh, I like that, I'll buy that. You never know, you're looking a raffle. I should do it on Instagram, but I don't really. You know, I don't do that on Instagram, you know. I've got nobody to film me. I could ask my friend to film me, but it means I've got to like strip off, or, you know, well, strip my outdoor clothes out just to put on something to have my photograph taken. I could have my photo took in the library, I suppose. Although I'm not sure what the people who are choosing the book would think if I'm prancing about there having my photo took. Well, still, you never know. You never know. Maybe I might do that one day. I need the space. I need the space from my shed that's taken up with everything that I've made, yeah. There's only so many things I can... Hi, Bear. How are you? Crochet Critters. Oh, I hope I sell something. I've reduced everything in price, but I'm not putting the price on my YouTube because people watch my YouTube 2 or 3 years down the line. And of course, the price wouldn't be relevant then, you know, because it probably would be sold and it probably would be gone by then. Well, hopefully. So we shall see. Hi, Bear. How are you doing? How's everybody doing anyway? What are you all making tonight? You can see what I'm making. I'm busy with my knitting. Is the K silent, like the G in GNU? Knit, yeah. It's like know, isn't it? Know how. There's a K in front of that as well. There's a K in front of knit. But it's not knit. You get it's kinetic, isn't it? You're knitting a blanket? Oh, you brave soul. Lulu's still lurking in the bushes, are you? It's nice to lurk, isn't it, every now and again, Lulu? I lurk on other people's channels. You're working on a shawl. Is it crochet or knitted, Bear? Oh gosh, I changed my bed linen. You're a bit of a lurker as well. We'll let you off, Isaac, because you're a one-handed lurker, aren't you? I changed my bed linen as well. What a task, isn't it? Oh, well, it is for me. You're a Canadian knitting and knitted blocks for Sophia's. The charity fashion blankets or fusion blankets, fashion blankets. Yeah. Oh, changing the bed. When you've got a bad back and only use, I can use this hand, but I don't know I'm using it. Does that sound a bit? Well, we used to say, does that sound a bit Irish? But we can't say things like that anymore because that means you're insulting the Irish. Anyway, I know I'm holding things, but I don't know I'm holding things. Does that make any sense? So trying to tuck things in, you know, it's a difficult thing, yeah. You're knitting a replica black and red cap from Oh, my son likes counting crows. He's got a T-shirt on with counting crows on it, yeah. Filet crochet with a treble cleft. Ooh. Hi, Yolanda. Sounds very complex. For those of you who follow Craft and a Cuppa, she's got all of her patterns about 50% off at the moment, but only until, well, it's only this week, I think, yeah. It's her birthday, you see, so she was making an offer. Your crochet motifs for a dress. Will they be stitched onto a fabric dress, or is it motifs to make a motif dress? I used to make crochet dresses when a long time ago, but then they were a lot shorter. So there wasn't as much crochet, was there? I mean, I wouldn't make one now because it would have to be down to the ground because I only wear maxi. When I used to wear a mini dress, of course, there wasn't a lot of crochet, was there? Open work and little minis. Those were the days. Those were the days, my friend. Oh, my hand will start to ache in a minute, which is so maddening because just when you're in the mood to get on with your knitting and then your hand starts to hurt. Annoying. Oh my goodness me, I have seen those Irish crochet dresses. You deserve a medal, girl. I can't do anything like that. I can't do. I'm absolutely useless at, you know what they call that freehand? Scumbling, where you do the freehand crochet in between things. And I cannot do circles. Yeah, this hand goes, yeah, really sore. And my wrist goes sore. It's best with knitting than it is with crochet because I'm not moving my wrist. When I'm crocheting, I'm kind of moving my wrist a bit like that. With knitting, I'm not, yeah. I can't do. My niece wanted me once to make her a gorgeous scarf. It was, but it was all in circles. Could I join it together? No, I just could not. Sue's good at that. She's got a brain that can see things, and if your brain doesn't see things, you know it doesn't work, does it? And my brain doesn't work with circles. I got a new crochet book and it had quite a lot of what I thought was circles, and I thought, well, that rules me out. But when I read the pattern, there were actually circles that turned into hexagons. I thought, I'm all right with a hexagon, I can do them. So I might actually make something. But I'm not starting anything different. I can't even finish off that cardigan I was doing, you know, the crochet one and all the different colours. Crocheting is hurting me, my wrist, a lot more. Flowers and leaves. There's a lady on Facebook, I can't remember her name. She does a lot of tiny little flowers and leaves, and I don't know what she does with them eventually, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 18. I've got another set to do. I'm not very good at small stuff. I can't do doilies and things. I can't hold the tension, you know, for fine. I'm not so bad with fine wool, or should I say acrylic, really. But anything like a crochet thread and a tiny hook, I cannot get my tension. I can make the hook smaller and smaller and smaller, and yet my tension is still slack. It's like I can't pull the tension tight enough. People say, oh, just go on a smaller hook. I said, it doesn't work. I can go on a smaller hook, a smaller hook, and smaller hook, and my crocheting doesn't go any tighter. My aunt used to do the most fantastic doilies, you know, and she used to crochet gloves as well, you know, to go to church with in that very, very fine thread. We used to sell the fine thread. I never kept any because I knew I wouldn't use it. I sold it all off when I sold the shop. There used to be 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, and then we 60s, but 60s only came in white, I think. Or was it white and cream? But 60s was like sewing thread. Very, very fine stuff. Something has gone wrong there. What has gone wrong there, Janet? That's the trouble when you're knitting with two threads. Sometimes you split them. Something has gone astray there. I'm making like a bomber jacket or whatever you want to call it. It's that. But I have to make all the borders and the cuffs and everything yet. I'm just finishing up the last sleeve. But that is the least of my... I've still got another half of a cardigan to make yet. It'll take me as long again to do all the borders because they're all double. You got donated lots of yarn. Woo! James C. Brett. I love James C. Brett. I like their marble chunky and their marble double knit. I've still got little bits left in the shed of the marble chunky. I think I've probably got enough to make something with it. I haven't looked for a while. You've trussed up your turkey at Christmas with it, yeah. My ex-husband used to do those nail and thread pictures, you know, where you hammer little tacks into a shape and then you go across with it like that and it makes a pattern. That's what he used to use. And he used to use the gold and silver thread, you know, the metallic stuff, to make pictures with it. I haven't used the Women's Institute. No, I haven't. I think Tracy has, hasn't she? From Crochet Rocks. I think she bought some WI wool. But I've never. I think they sell it at Hobbycraft, and I've not been to Hobbycraft. We haven't got one locally. We never had one locally when I lived in Prestwich. A Hobbycraft. I believe they've gone expensive though. I was good though. I did not go into Aldi. I did not buy any yarn from Aldi. And I didn't go into Poundland either. I was very good. I resisted temptation until Sheila got me. Till Sheila tempted me. It was only because I wanted cream, otherwise I wouldn't have been tempted. I was so lazy I couldn't be bothered to go down to the wool shop down in Cleveland's. I go past it every Wednesday, but I couldn't be bothered going in. The time I've been into the knit club and that, I come back and I've got to go into Marks and Spencer's then to get a bit of food and stuff, yeah. It's very thin. I went off Aldi yarn because it went really weird. It used to be nice at first, Aldi, when they first started doing it. But then I got some and it was not nice at all. And I got some of the cakes, you know, the different coloured cakes, and it was rough. Oh, it was rough. I think I made a shawl with it, but it's so rough. It had a bit of wool in it, and my goodness, you can tell it had wool in it. Have you seen the mandalas that Rose makes? Rosita, you know, Sadia Key from the Philippines. She makes some lovely ones. She made some massive ones. They were on like hula hoops, yeah. Yeah, the Aldi cakes, they're rough, aren't they? You could make a pan scrub out of them. I was spoilt. I used to get the ones from Lolly's Little Yarn Shack, and I used to get the ones from Ice Yarn as well. So I got spoiled. So when I got these from Aldi, oh, they were dreadful. So I've never really bothered much with Aldi yarn after that. I think Kelly got some sock yarn once upon a time, and that just washed awful. It all felted up, if I remember rightly. Oh, ice yarn, yeah. I have to stop looking at ice yarn. I just can't afford the postage, the import duty, the VAT, the goodness knows what else. Karen cakes, I have had some of that. Yeah, I can forget where I got that from. We can actually get that somewhere in the UK. It might have been Derham Wars when they were still around. I used to buy a lot from Derham Wars, but then they sort of started not sending stuff for weeks on end, and then they went bumped, didn't they? I can't say that I've used much of that sheep jeeps, whatever it's called. I call it sheep jeeps. I think it's supposed to be pronounced scages or something, but I call it sheep jeeps. I can't say as I've used any of it. I used to always just use ice. For a long, long time, I used ice. Yeah, and the other one I've used is the one from Hobby. Is it Hobby? HOBBI. And Hobium. I think Hobium's Turkish, isn't it? I've got a lot in the shed of theirs, but it's the cotton I got from them. I think Hobby had a big sale on a few years back, and I bought absolutely loads of it. It's all fine though. It's like well, English 4-ply, US fingering. That's back in the day when I used to make things to sell. But now I've just got all the yarn, but I won't get rid of it because I like it too much. I keep thinking, yeah, I could make a top with that. Bear in mind that the weather here is never hot enough to wear a top. You know, cotton is, yeah, the cotton, Turkish cotton is lovely. But sleeveless top around here, you'd need a cardigan, you know, with sleeves in. Oh, I haven't turned my flower light on. You're right, I haven't. You're right. Someone do. Chris hasn't told me off. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, all left-handed is useless. Hang on. Can't plug things in with left hand. I managed it. I can't put pressure on to press things in. Even light switches, I have to do it with I can't do it with my fingers. I have to do it with my hand to turn a light switch on. Pathetic, isn't it? I'm just hoping I haven't got any more nerve damage. He said he might not be. Oh, thank you, Sean. He said it might not be as successful as this hand because I'd left it too long. I'm a poor one for doctors. I hate going to doctors. I wait and wait and wait. I should go with my hips and that, my back, and I won't go. My son's like, well, why didn't you go to the doctors? And I'm like, because I hate it. They always treat me like I'm some senile old dotty woman. You know, it's like arthritis. It's like, well, what do you expect at your time of life? You know, as if I'm supposed to put up with it just because I'm elderly. Mm. Oh, they don't do them here. I'm too old for them now. Last time I had one of them, I think I was in my 60s. When you get to a certain age in the UK, they stop them. You have to request one if you think you have a problem. Yeah. Hi, Yolanda. Oh, yeah. Everybody keep the fingers crossed for me now. Oh, dear. Oh, once you get past a certain age, you're over the hill, aren't you? Down the other side. You know, you feel like saying, excuse me, I'm planning on living while I'm 100 at least, you know, so I've got quite a few years ahead of me yet. So can you just, you know, treat what I'm asking you for? It's like kind of, oh, you get to a certain age, can you just go away somewhere and just go in a corner and just vegetate somewhere? Don't bother us. Well, I thought Manchester was a lot better than here, I must admit. Manchester was much better. We had more hospitals to choose from. Here, we've only got the one. Well, they seem to be pretty darn useless. It doesn't feel windy, but yet the door on the wood burner is rattling. So it must be. The door's shut, but it's still rattling. So that's a sign the wind's coming down the chimney. I haven't been out the door. I haven't even been to the dustbin. Haven't been anywhere. Not been to the shed, not been anywhere. I was too busy wrangling with the bedding. Getting it all dried. Trying to get bedding dry without a tumble dryer is a bit of a pain in the neck, draping it and drooping it everywhere. Right, 2 more rows and I'm up to shaping the armholes. Yay! I do hope I can finish this sleeve off. I don't know what it's like in America, whether they think you pass your dotage when you get to a certain age. I don't know. It's my dressing gown, actually. It's a dressing gown. I got it from Moonbeams and Mayhem. Yeah. Underneath, I've got a sweater. My sweater. Oh, we've got a dryer. We're just not using it because of the expense. I've got my sweater on done in. I can't remember whether it was Boho Spirit or whether it was Unforgettable, but one of the two. And I've got the beads on that go with it. But I'm cold, so I've got my dressing gown on. Yeah, well, when you get to my age, Shah, they don't even bother to, you know, it's like, well, what do you expect? You're getting old. Oh, you're already on the composting side. It's Moonbeams and Mayhem. They do them in several different colours. They're not actually classed as a dressing gown. It was supposed to be a jacket that you could go out in. It's almost full length. But when it came, I thought, oh, there's no way I would go out in that. I need to wear it for a dressing gown. I need to wash it actually because I've got to take a dressing gown with me to the hospital. Not next week, the week after. So I need to wash it through so I can take it with me. Because my other dressing gown is like fleecy, so it'd be too heavy. They do them in different colours. They're online, Moonbeams and Mayhem. They're not particularly a cheap shop, but everything I bought from them has been good quality. So you don't mind paying if you get the right quality, do you? I get my patchwork trousers and that from them, and my patchwork skirts, and also my velvet skirts with the sequins. I bought quite a lot from them. The only thing I've bought and not worn is I got like a caftan and a short caftan, but they're in like rainbow colours. But they're very, very flimsy and they've got no sleeves. So I've just actually never worn them. I like them, but I've just never worn them. Oh, our charity shops here, Dotty Dolly, are rubbish. Liza, is it? They are absolute rubbish as charity shops around here. They ask you more for a second-hand Primark than what it was when it was in the shop in the first place. And they just certainly... Do you ever watch Crafty Nana? She's Crafty, Nana. And she gets things. She's in Malaysia. Or Lisa. She gets things from Jalan, Japan, in Malaysia. And she gets them for so many ringgats, which must be their currency. And it works out about £2. She gets the most fantastic things. I thought, I'm going to Malaysia for my holiday. If you ever watch her. Yeah, Crafty Nana. It's Nana, Crafty Nana, with her blue hair, yeah. Yeah, I need to go to Malaysia to pay 10 ringgats, which is about £2 or something for a dress. There is nothing in Fleetwood maxi length. Not a skirt, not a dress, maxi length, nothing. They only seem to wear knee skirts, knee length skirts, knee length dresses, which I don't wear. Honestly, you can go through the rails, and there's all I've got so far has been a couple of what is it? Oh, I got one top, didn't I? That was new. It was Marks and Spencer's new, but I had to pay £4.99 for it. And I got 2 scarves. I think that's the only thing I've ever got in the charity shops here. Yeah, there's absolutely. I'm not used to rotten charity shops. When I lived in Prestwich, I used to go to Bury and that, and there used to be some lovely charity shops in Prestwich and Bury. Really good quality stuff. I mean, I don't mind paying that little bit more if it's good quality, but I object to paying like £5.99 for something from Primark when it's second hand, you know. It all looks tired and sad and old. It looks like stuff you would give to the jumble sale. So I can't exactly say I've ever bought anything apart from a scarf. 2 scarves and 1 top I've bought since I've been here from the charity shop. I was always in the charity shop when I was in Prestwich. I used to buy something nearly every week. Yeah, it is. Yeah, our second-hand shops, our charity shops, have a load of stuff similar to Primark, yeah. Yeah, but you don't mind, Sean, if it's good quality. But when you're buying rubbish that's tatty, you know, with a stain on it or, you know, something like that, they're just not worth having. I've decided they don't have my style of clothing in the first place here. Nobody wears maxi skirts, I've decided. Nobody. So if they don't wear them and they don't buy them, then they don't finish up in the charity shop, do they? I don't want knee-length crimpling dresses. They're just not me. And you know what I think about beige? Beige is for when you're dead. Don't mind cream, but beige, nah. And grey, touch and go, yeah. Oh, I wear my maxi skirts. I will not wear. It's so cold here. Even if you had thick tights on, you couldn't wear a miniskirt. Oh no, try that shop I've just ordered from. What was it called? Ah, forgot. I'll tell you in a minute. Knitting Wool Sales, it's called. Knitting Wool Sales. I've just got some chunky. It's worked out at £1.40, I think, for 100 gram. That's with the postage, yeah. Oh, I'm not a lover of grey. Silver grey with something colourful with it. But you know the mother of the bride who always wears head to toe silver? Oh, especially if she's got grey hair. It's like, do you want to fade into the wallpaper? Because if you do, then you're doing a very good job. Yeah. Why do older people think beige is such a safe colour? They'll say, I do like a bit of colour, but beige is such a safer colour. Yeah, silver with some sparkle or silver with a bit of pizzazz. But definitely not beige. Oh, please, not beige. Do you know, I've got one beige cardigan that I wear with a very colourful dress. And then a number of people who say, oh, what a gorgeous cardigan. And I'm like, really? It's my absolute least favourite. But it was the only colour I could get to go with this dress. Wore white on your wedding day. Oh, God, send her home. Send her home. My mum wore pale blue. And she had a hat that looked like a fez. And my brother was going, just like that, just like that. And she was going, that's not funny. It's not funny. He said, Mother, where did you get that hat from? It did look like a little flowered fez. She looked like Tommy Cooper. When my brother got married, I think she wore like a plum-coloured suit when my brother got married. Crimpling was still the rage when I got married. Not that I wore it, but my gran did. She had a crimpling suit, but then my gran was in her 80s, so, you know, you have to forgive her for that. Right, what am I doing now? Cast off 4 stitches at the beginning of the next 2 rows. I can do that, she said. I can do that. I'm good at casting off 4 stitches. Here's a job, here's a job. I can do that. Here's a job. Peace will be shattered tomorrow. The dogs will be coming home. No dogs tonight. Have you noticed? Nobody pushing the door open. Arian said, well, just leave the door open a crack, he said, and then she can come in and out. I said, she doesn't do that. If I leave it open a little crack, she still boots it wide open. And that's the littlest dog. The big dog will snake in the little gap. But no, the little one, boom, I'm here. Here I am. Oh, yeah, well, I suppose so. I've always knitted sleeves, so it just comes naturally to me, yeah. I haven't done knitting for quite a while. As you know, I'm normally a crocheter, but since my hand problems, I want to finish that cardigan off. I've got 2 half sleeves to crochet. I've even put the buttons on and done the neckband and everything. So I've got 2 half sleeves to crochet. And I've just stopped. I probably would have done it if it wasn't a different colour every row. I think that's what's putting me off. Having to keep changing colours, yeah. My granny square coat is way too big for me now, Sean. I don't know whether I can adjust it or what. The sleeves are like hanging over me. I've lost 4 stone since I made it. So it no longer looks nice. It looks big and droopy now. I might have to do another one, making it a smaller size. Yeah, it took so much trouble as all that. I have no idea why we came to live in Fleetwood. We were just looking at houses, and my son and daughter-in-law liked here. I'd sold my house, so I had literally nowhere to go. I was literally going to be homeless. So I just agreed to this house, which I probably wouldn't have done if I'd have had a bit longer time to have a good look round. And if I'd have looked at the shopping centre in Fleetwood, I wouldn't have come in the first place, because it's dire. If ever I win the lottery, if I win the lottery tonight, I'm going to move inland. I do not like the sea. It's cold, it's freezing, it's boring. I want to go somewhere with some life. I might be geriatric, but I do like to see some life here. Hi, John. Yeah, some people are so rude. I mean, I saw a lady wearing one with like cream and all different colours. But she was lovely. I stopped her and I said, "Oh, have you made that?" I said, "It's absolutely fantastic." And she actually let me take a photograph, although I've lost it on my computer. She actually let me take a photograph and gave me a twirl. It was lovely. It was like all bright colours, but cream round the edge, where mine's black round the edge. No, she was the opposite. She was so, pleased I'd commented on it, yeah. It was kind of like russet colours and greens and autumn colours with this cream round the edge. As I say, I took a photograph of it, but when the computer crashed, it took my photos with it, because stupid me didn't back them up, did I? I'm still waiting for my friend to try and salvage them. I'm going to have to ask her for it back. Hello, excuse me. Have I seen spring flowers yet? Only in the shops to buy. Nothing has come up in our garden yet. If I would have been impressed, which my snowdrops and my daffodils would have been coming up. I don't even know if they're still there, if they've not dug them all up. But I haven't seen any in our back garden so far, but then the dogs trample on everything, so it's hardly surprising. But I haven't seen any growing anywhere. It's just concrete around here. It's like the concrete jungle. People tend to have bushes in their gardens that survive the salt in the air. People don't tend to have pretty flowers. It's so sad, really, because, the people on my street used to have beautiful gardens, full of colour, full of lovely flowers and everything. Here, most people have got paved driveways or just a few bushes. There's hardly anybody got any colourful flowers in their garden. It's very depressing round here. I got some like hanging baskets last year, but they got battered. They didn't last long. They just died because they got battered. I had a lovely, you probably won't remember it, I had a flowering cherry in the garden at my other house. It was beautiful. It didn't last long because as soon as it flowered, the wind used to come up and it used to blow it all down the street like confetti. But it was gorgeous for about a few days. But I had crocuses, I had iris, I had daffodils, all sorts in my garden. But here, nothing, because the dogs have dug anything up that looked like vaguely like a flower. My daughter-in-law does try. She gets hanging baskets and everything. She does try. But the dogs ruin everything. I did try with my hanging baskets, but like I said, the wind and everything got destroyed. I want to get a bench for the front so I can actually sit out there. No, flowers don't survive. It's the sea, the salt in the air. Flowers don't survive. You have to get hardy bushes. There's very few flowers that will last at the seaside. Yeah, I want to get a bench to sit at the front. I'm determined I'm going to speak to some of the damn neighbours this year. There's enough of them walk past with their dogs. At least if I said hello, it's better than nothing, isn't it? I know it'll be a bit chilly at the front, but we might have odd days when it might be warm enough to sit at the front. So I'm determined to buy a bench for the front garden. We might have to cement it in because we've got some light-fingered people who tend to wander off with things. Ugh. It can't be a flimsy bench. It would have to be somewhat heavy that they'd have to, like cast iron or something. So they'd need about 3 people to... Yeah, they don't round here. Some sun. That's another thing I should have checked with this house. It does not get sunshine. Yeah, it's a bit in the back garden, but this lounge of mine, it is the coldest room in the house. The sun never shines. Maybe it might shine a little bit if I was outside at the front. This is what I'm hoping. Hoping to get a bench at the front where I might see a little bit of sun. You never know, you're looking at a raffle. I mean, I could have got a suntan at my other house. It was beautiful. I had the sun in the morning on the back and the sun in the afternoon on the front. And I so miss that sunshine. You know me, I used to do videos out on the decking. I can't do a video out here. Even on a good day, my tripod would get blown over. And if it's sunny, I've tried. The sun hits the camera wrong. There's no way you can actually have sit outside to do a video because you're either in the wrong place for the sun or whatever. Maybe I should sit outside on a bench at the front and do my videos, and then everybody might think I'm famous, that I'm some TikTok star or I'm on Gogglebox or something. Sun, I don't know what that is. I haven't seen any for a long, long time, Sha. If we get sun here, it's accompanied by high wind. Oh gosh, if I win the lottery, Liza, I will be off Lisa. We are cold facing. It's the coldest house I've ever lived in this. It's freezing. It never warms up. I'm not used to a cold house. That's why our heating bill is enormous here, because it's so damn cold. Oh God, sick of rain. Even with scooters, with the lid on it, it's still depressing. Travelling in the rain, it needs a windscreen wiper and demister for the front. It goes up. Its perspex goes up. If it rains, you can't see where you're going because the rain batters on it, so you can't see anything. There's no windscreen wipers, and then it fogs up. So I still can't see where I'm going. And if I roll the sides down, it's like being in a little plastic greenhouse. So that fogs everywhere up because you get like condensation, It's wonderful living here. My son said it must have rained in Prestwich, but I do not remember it raining like this. going to open me orange. Put me orange in. The orange 0. I'm sick of the rain. I really am sick. But I'm more sick of the cold and the wind than the rain. It's not me having a wee, by the way. That's the orange. God, that's a bit watery. It's a bit pasty looking. 0 sugar. I think it's 0 orange. Oh, well. Cheers, everybody. I haven't got any dandelion and burdock. I haven't had any for weeks. I need to go and get some. They only sell it in one shop. Why can't I move house again? Because I don't own this house anymore. I only own a third of it because we did that because of death duties and God knows what else. So if I wanted to go anywhere else, they would have to go as well. So I would only have a third of what this house is worth, and that would buy me nothing. So, and I can't get rental because they wouldn't, because I'd made myself homeless. Whatever. I'm not paying rental anyway. I would be as poor as a church mouse if I had to pay rental because the rents are so expensive these days. Lottery tonight. I did win a lucky dip. If this was my house, I would go. Definitely, I would go. I would be off. If I could buy my own house back again, I would go back. But I can't, so. It's difficult because I've made myself homeless from a house that I own. I wouldn't get a rent. I wouldn't get any rental. I'd have to go private rental, and they are, whatever. Oh, you're doing your jabby stabby. I've got to do mine tomorrow. My jabby stabby tomorrow. Manchester Mudlarks, that's my friend. The storms have passed, let's go mudlarking. She's very popular in America with her mudlarking. Oh, and Derek's done another knitting and crochet video, which I must watch later. I did watch Sheila's. That's where I got the idea for getting this wool from. Oh, I hate doing my jabby stab. They want me to go on insulin and I won't, because I don't like doing my jabby stabby thing every day. And I don't do my fingers anymore. I'm not stabbing my fingers. I think I told you I stabbed my finger with the knife the other day and no blood came out. I could see the hole, but no blood came. I couldn't afford it on my pension, not even if they give me something towards the rent. I couldn't afford it. They only give you so much. So, yeah, I'm not going on insulin. They can so and so off. She said, oh, but you need to. I said, really? I said, can you force me to do it? She went, no. I said, well, therefore, I'm not doing it then. Oh, but it's your life and it's this. I said, I'm 78. How much longer do you want me to live? I said, anyway, I've read all the statistics. If you start taking insulin at the age of 78, it's absolutely no use because it will not prolong your life at all. It will keep your sugars level, but it doesn't do anything. So I said to her, no, I'm not taking it. And she said, I said, can you force me to take it? She went, no. I said, it's my body. If I choose to go against medical advice, I choose to go against medical advice. So therefore, no, not taking it. So I'll carry on my own little sweet way. Whatever will be, will be. my health, my life. I don't abuse it in other ways. I don't smoke. I only have an occasional drink. I don't really, drink or whatever. Well, I ran out of statins. They didn't give them me on my last prescription, so I haven't had any for a month. Oh, yeah, I stabbed my finger with a knife and nothing happened. I didn't bleed. I could see the hole. Nothing bled. Yeah, I definitely make my own. I march. My dad used to say I marched to a different drummer than everybody else. And I think he was right, yeah. I've always been slightly offbeat with everybody else. I've never gone with the herd at all. I don't dress like the herd. If everybody is crocheting a certain thing, I don't make it. If everybody's knitting a certain thing, I don't make it, yeah. Where's me pod? What pod? What pod? Pod? iPod? Viagra. Yeah. I remember watching, what was it called? That with Dinner Ladies, when one of the women had actually accidentally taken a Viagra, and she said, "Oh, where does it go?" She said, "I haven't got the usual appendage. I want to know, where does this Viagra go if you're a woman?" The movie Cocoon. I haven't watched that movie. I don't watch movies. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Yeah. No, I've always been an oddity. Yeah. Oh, gabapentin. They tried to give that to me. Oh, bad enough on amitriptyline. I was seeing things crawling up the wall on amitriptyline. I said, I can't be doing with that. RSV shot. What's an RSV? I've had my shingles jab, and I've had my pneumonia jab, and I've had my flu jab, but I will not have my COVID jab. Last time I had one of them, I was ill. I'm not having any more. Never ill with the first three, but the last one, no. So I'll take my chances. I'll just check my chances with my COVID. I'm not having any more jabs. I hate jabbing myself. I was supposed to jab myself every day with my blood to see what my sugars is. Yeah, I soon got fed up with that. I thought, I'm not stabbing my finger every blooming day just to know the bad news. I'd rather not know. I'd rather be in ignorance. I'd rather think I don't care. Just tell me when I do my HB1C. Just tell me that. I was talking to Sue today, in Scotland. She said she'd had her hand slapped because of her HB1C levels. She said, but I don't care. I said, neither do I. She's a good 10 years younger than me, She doesn't care. If she doesn't care, why should I? I might step outside and get run over by a bus. Or round here, anything runs you over. They don't care. If you're in a mobility scooter, they just take it as, it's like pot shots in the arcade, woo, we got a scooter today. Shall I have my bag of crisps? What time is it? Oh, yes, it's 11:15. It's time I had my bag of crisps. Oh, gosh, you got another GP, have you? I don't get leg spasms. I get jumps. I can be laying in bed going to sleep and my leg decides to go on its own. Thank you very much, leg. I really want to be woken up by a leg going in the middle of the night. Or if it's not my leg, it's my hand. You're just always in a deep sleep and you're having a lovely, lovely dream and then something jabs you awake. You're supposed to take some kind of whatever it is, I don't know. Are you missing some kind of mineral, is it, or something? Can't remember what they told me. That you're missing a mineral in your body if your legs keep jumping about. Leg spasms. I don't mean the kind that you have, Sian. I mean just ordinary ones like I get. I don't say I don't drink, because I do. That's a lie. I do drink, but I just don't drink, if you know what I mean. I'm not off to the pub every night. I don't, you know. Is it potassium? Yeah. No, I don't get them constantly. I just get them every now and again when I'm trying to get to sleep. And it just... Right, I'm going to have my bag of chips. You get very sleepy if you drink. I'm a cheap drunk. I get very drunk very quickly. You know, 2 drinks and I love the world. You know, I'm a very pleasant drink. I'm not a nasty drunk, you know. Magnesium, is it? Yeah. I know there's something I should be taking. But... No, some people are nasty when they've had a drink, aren't they? I'm the opposite. I love the world when I've had a drink. Not drunk, just had a couple of drinks, if you know what I mean. I'm very happy. Well, I hope your new prescription works, Sean. The one that the other doctor wouldn't give you. I mean, an ordinary GP knows a little about a lot of subjects. But when you go to see a specialist, he specialises in the one subject. So he knows a lot about one subject. So why does a GP think he knows better than a specialist? You know, I think they know it all, don't they? Yeah, they think they know it all. The newly qualified are the worst, aren't they? I think they're God's gift, don't they? People say I should get an air humidifier for drying out my laundry. I don't know if it works or it doesn't. I haven't got one. If it blows a cold draft, I don't want one. My bedroom's cold enough. I'm not sure what an air humidifier does. Does it blow or does it suck air or blow air? My son had an air filter. It was supposed to suck the dust particles, but it didn't do anything for his asthma. So he stopped using it. I think I got rid of it in the end. It was just there collecting dust, yeah. Oh, I don't want it if it's cold. My lounge is cold enough. Definitely don't want anything that's cold. I bought a fan, like a tall upright fan. I've never used it here. Never switched it on. I had overhead fans in all the rooms with press switch. You know, big overhead fans. Don't need them here. Oh, I couldn't have anything that blew anything cold in here. It's cold enough. I keep thinking of getting one of those tiny little heaters, you know, the ones that they say don't use much electric. You know, you plug them in the wall. They're only tiny little things, but they're supposed to heat the room up. Keep thinking I'll get one of them. But you don't know really exactly how much, you know, electric they use, do you? I could have it here next to my desk, warming me up. I did put the tumble dryer on today, but only because I'd washed, you know, I don't know if you've seen my bedroom or not. I've got a great big satin patchwork purple throw that goes over the top. And I washed that because the dog sleeps on it, so I washed it. And it wouldn't dry, so I've had to put the tumble dryer on because I wanted to put it back on the bed tonight. I didn't have it on last night. Luckily, I was quite warm enough last night, but normally I need the extra cover. I could have got my fur one out. I've got like a furry, purple furry one. But that was under the bed. I've got an up and over bed. And it's such a pain in the arse opening the bed up. It's so hard to open, especially only with one hand. That was why I wanted to dry the bedding and put it back on, because my spare bedding was underneath the bed. And I couldn't be bothered trying to open the bed. Usually I ask my son to open it for me. You have to pull a tab at the same time as pulling it upwards. You need sort of two hands to do that, and I can't do it. We're not using ours at the moment. I'm waiting for, normally when it's sunny, I'll peg it outside. But At the moment, I've got it on a clothes area in front of the radiator in my bedroom. When I've got the fire on in here, I'll bring it and put it in front of the fire here. Our electric bill's awful. You'd think we were lighting the street light outside. All night, Yolanda. Chris is very quiet. He must be eating his vegetable soup. Oh, I love my Milan fashions. Oh, gosh. They're so smart. You don't see any scruffy people. They wouldn't let me walk in the street in Milan. I'd be too scruffy for them all. They're so smart. Man, they must have a load of money. The handbags. Oh. My friend Sarah was sitting outside the cafe waiting for us to arrive, and a seagull splatted on her head. We said, buy a lottery ticket, you must be lucky. You're supposed to be lucky when a seagull poops on you. French fashion is okay, but the Italian fashion is, they are so smart. There's not a pair of leggings in sight, I tell you. There's no muffin tops hanging out there. You know, the gap between the... And I didn't see one mobility scooter. I saw 2 people being pushed in a wheelchair. Well, each in their own wheelchairs, if you know what I mean. It wasn't a double wheelchair. But I didn't see any scooters. I saw plenty of Vespas and Lambrettas, but no mobility scooters. Leggings are my pet hate on big fat ladies. I'm like, oh, for goodness sake, if you're that big, don't wear leggings, or if you do, wear a long top that covers up your bum. A lot of the young ones around here have got bellies that look like they're expecting twins at any minute. I'm not slim, but I don't walk around with everything on show. I'm longing for a bit of colour. That's why I watch the street fashions in Milan. They are so colourful, so smart, so colourful. Here, no. I've mentioned it before. If it's not navy blue, it's beige. I'm always cold. I have to wear leggings underneath my trousers. I can't wear jeans. That's one thing I can't wear. I've got more layers on than an onion. I've got a top underneath here. I've got a top on this and then this, and I'm still not hot. Oh, I don't like leggings. I don't know why. Wish they'd go out of fashion. It's not the leggings, it's the big girls who wear them. And they are big girls, Dottie. Big, big girls. Big girls in leggings and a short top. No. Do they not? Why do they think they're like size 8? Size 8 girl looks nice. Yeah, they do. And they've got this bulge of fat hanging over in between. And I'm like, do you not have a mirror? Do you look in the mirror and think you're size 8? Do you look in the mirror and think you look okay? Oh. Oh no. I don't want a big girl to wear a tent. She doesn't have to hide to that extent, but please wear something that fits you. You know, don't go in Primark and think you're 14 when you're about an 18, you know. Be realistic. As they say, just because you can squash into something doesn't mean you should. I only wear a long dress, you know, the sort of boho-y, floaty long dresses. I used to wear a shorter dress, but there's only when I wore heels. I don't like a straight skirt with flat shoes or trainers, which seems to be the fashion at the moment. If I wore a straight short skirt, I needed heels. And because I can't wear heels now, I wear longer dresses. Hi, Jill. How are you doing? Are you in the airport? Are you on your way home? I'm all for having a good body image and not thinking you look bad, but there is such a thing as dressing appropriately. Yeah. You're going home from New Orleans. Woohoo! Somebody did a haul on YouTube from, oh gosh, where was it now? I thought it was H&M or something, and they were all beiges and stripes. And I'm like, whoa, no. I'm sure it was H&M she went in. And she bought a load of stuff and it was all very, very boring. Stripes. Stripes always remind me of those striped jumpers and berets that they used to always think that Frenchmen wore. You know, when they used to do a caricature of a Frenchman dancing, you know, he always had a beret, didn't he, and this striped jumper like Dennis the Menace. Oh yeah, if you wear anything that's appropriate to your size, that's fine. If you were nice and slender, you could wear the leggings, you could wear the little crop tops. But if it's not appropriate to your size and it isn't your size and you squashed yourself into them, then oh my! Thankfully, my mum and dad never wore anything like a shell suit. I did actually own one at one time. I think back in the 60s. I think I had a shell suit once, but it was only when I was going to keep fit and stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I used to go to aerobics and stuff like that. I think when I had my shell suit, or I used to go to water aerobics, and it was what I used to wear only in the car coming home, not kind of in public going out. Yeah, I did not go shopping, and I definitely didn't go shopping in my nightie or my pajamas. No. The rah-rah skirt came after me. We wore the mini skirts, like the Mary Quant style things, not the proper Mary Quant. Couldn't afford them. Yeah. Oh, I love the crop tops with the fringing. I'm going to show one next video I do. But they're not for me now. They're for people who go to the festivals and that, aren't they? Yeah. Oh gosh, not a shell suit, no. Although I am actually considering getting a wet dry coat. You know those massive big things that people wear when they've been swimming in the sea. I am thinking I am so sick of being cold and wet that I don't care what I look like. The other ones with the hood up and the long zips. You look like a penguin when you're wearing them. But I was just so blooming cold. I'm fed up of being cold. I used to sew the little dresses, they used to call them a shift dress. And they just had darts for the bust and darts for the waist and a boat neck and little cap sleeves. I used to sew them for me and my best friend. We used to go dancing on. I used to go to the market, get some material. In those days, probably a yard would have done us both. But and make them, and we used to go dancing. A bigger role for Prince Edward. Oh, really? Right, okay. As long as they don't give one to that red-headed idiot, we're all right, aren't we? Kaz did say that she was coming on tonight, but she hasn't arrived, has she? She said she wasn't working tomorrow for a change. Yeah, make me one out of electric blanket. Oh, I'm fed up. I just wish that the media would stop talking about them and then we could just get on with our lives, couldn't we? Kaz, yeah, she sounded as though she was okay. Um, she'd put something on Facebook and I said to her, oh, I said, how are you? Are you okay? And she said, yeah, I'm fine. She said, I might come on Saturday because I said, well, you've been missed. I said, everybody asks about you, so she said, oh, I might come on Saturday because I'm not working on Sunday. So, but she hasn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you miss your little grandchildren, don't you? That's one thing I don't really have. I have step grandchildren, but it's not the same. Not the same. I inherited grown up grandchildren, so it wasn't. If I'd have inherited them when they were little, yeah. Ooh, I could do one of them. I bet they're expensive though. I keep saying I'm going to get some of those gloves. Nathan said he was going to get some. The ones you plug them in before you put them on. I'd forget to plug them in before I went out, though. That's my trouble. Ah, at least in this modern day and age now, we do have Zoom, don't we? So if you had grandchildren that lived away, you can Zoom with them and talk to them, can you? I mean, at one time, you only had the phone if people had phones, which not a lot of people did. People didn't have mobiles, did they? You couldn't ring people up. And writing letters, I mean, kids don't write letters, do they? They might send you a little drawing or a picture now and again. But when you think about it, I mean, if my aunties I mean, one of my grandmas, she lived a few houses away from me. I used to see her every day when I was young. But my other grandma I only saw now and again, yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't have any blood grandchildren. I've only got my son. And he got married into a family that were grown up. They were teenagers grown up when he married them into the family. So I don't feel as though I mean, I have technically got grandchildren and great grandchildren, but I don't see them. So I really don't feel any connection with them. Yeah. I've just got my grand pups, haven't I? My grand doggies. I'll give you one of them, though. When you get the black sheep of the family, well, we've got the black dog of the family. She's I think actually, finally, touching wood, she's actually getting clean and tight, potty trained at last when she's 2. So I'm so glad that she's finally more or less clean. He runs when he sees boobs. He's only young yet. He doesn't know what they're for yet. All right, Patricia, you go and rest your back, love. I might stay in bed a little bit tomorrow. I hope they don't come back till dinner, and I can have a little lie in. I put my little heat pads one either side. I have one at my back and one at my front. Get myself in a nice comfy position. Breathing mask on, and away I go and hope. It's funny when there's nobody in the house, nothing wakes me up. I don't know who wakes me up about 2 o'clock, but something or someone does. Maybe it's one of the dogs running around. Maybe it's something that I don't know. But something or somebody always wakes me up about 2 o'clock, and then I can't get back to sleep. But if I'm on my own and there's nobody in the house, I just zonk out and I don't wake up till morning. Yeah, it could be a ghost. I'm not surprised. Mind you, do you remember when I was at the other house and that orb kept coming across? Every time I did a live or anything, this orb kept coming across. And everybody kept saying, oh, look at that. Oh, Arian, when Arian was G's age, he used to rather play on his, he had a grifter, which was like the smaller version of the chopper bike. He was out on his bike. He didn't get into women till he was quite an old teenager. He was far rather happy on a bike and then a motorbike. You remember the orb, yeah? It hasn't come with me here. Do we have an orb on this one? But it used to be with me nearly every live. We had this orb when I was in the other house. Hi, Gabby. You remember the orb, yeah? Everybody used to see it going past. And I had one lady, she used to go, oh, the orb, oh, you've got a ghost. I used to think, I'm going to live on my own. Do you mind not saying that to me? If I did have a ghost at the other house, it was very friendly. It never meant any harm. It just, I think I had an orb when I was over in the other corner, didn't I? But I don't, remember having an orb here while I've been sat in this position here, because I've moved from one end of the room to the other. It's a very long room. Hi, Sina. Hello there. Happy March to you. It's not the first, because we're supposed to say white rabbits, aren't we, when it's the first, yeah? You have to excuse me, I've got my dressing gown on because I was cold. Yeah. I could not get warm. Even with the heating on, I couldn't get warm. Why did I leave my lovely house? Because I kept having falls, kept falling down the stairs, and my family thought it was a good idea for me to move into a bungalow. And initially, we weren't going to move together. Initially, we were going to move similar, yeah. But we finished up with this house, which we're all in. So I didn't want to leave my house, but I did keep falling, and I fell one too many times down the stairs. And luckily, I never did myself any damage, really, apart from bruising my pride and a few bruises. But it could have been a lot worse. I could have broken something. And I was always falling in the house as well. So, I mean, I've had a few falls since I've been here, but luckily nothing too serious because I'm all on one level here. I don't have to go up any stairs. I've only been upstairs here about 3 times in 3 years. They live upstairs. I don't go up there at all. They've got their bedroom, their bathroom, and the lounge upstairs, and I don't go there. Nothing to stop me. I could go up anytime I wanted to, but I just don't. You know, to me, that's their private part of the house. So, you know, I wouldn't dream going up there. You know. So, but I would like to move somewhere warmer. Definitely move away from the sea. People go, oh, I'd love to live by the seaside. No. It's cold. Hey, Val. How's Landudno, Val? Val's in Landudno. On a jolly ollie. My cousin, I was speaking to my cousin in Landudno, and he said it was very cold today. He was going to clean the car, but he changed his mind. He said it was very, very cold. Man, he is nearly 90. So it's Val, by the way, Isaac. She just uses her husband's pseudonym. She's on her holidays in Landudno. Yeah. Yeah, my cousin, I was speaking to him on the phone today. He lives in Landudno. And he said it was cold. I don't know why. He's got a place in Spain. Well, he's nearly 90, so that's probably why he doesn't want to go and live in Spain if he's nearly 90. He's got an ex-wife, but they're very friendly. They don't live together anymore, but they're very friendly. But she goes with him when they go to Spain, so I don't think they'd go well living together for longer than a couple of weeks on holiday, you know. So I don't actually know why they got divorced, but they got divorced years ago. There must have been a reason, but I've never asked and I don't want to know, if you know what I mean. It's their life, isn't it, not mine? Oh, gosh. I'm cold here, Val, because I've got my pullover on. I've got a thing underneath here, and I've got my, my dressing gown on as well. I'm so cold. And I've got the heating on. I'm still so cold. I hope the hotel's nice and warm. I hope they've got the heating on. I should have lit the fire. That was the trouble today. You're cold and in bed. My bedroom is nice and warm. I've been in there just a few minutes before I started this live, and it was nice and warm in there. It's one of the warmest rooms in the house, but it doesn't have a TV or anything in there. So that's why I don't stay in there. If it had a TV, I think I'd stay in there. In fact, I might even consider getting a small TV and putting it in there. But I don't know how I'd go on for an aerial. I'd have to think about that. Yeah. I've got well, not a laptop, it's a Chromebook, is it? Yeah. Yeah, I keep thinking I might just think about getting a TV. Because I've got two parts to my bedroom now. I've got my bedroom that I sleep in, and then they gave me another part, which was like the annexy bit where I sit in. So I've got a nice recliner chair there, so I could have a TV in there if I could get a signal. I might think about it. I don't want a big TV, just a, little TV. It might, even if I could only get the normal Freeview channels on it, it would be warmer in there, that's for sure. Instead of freezing to death in here, I have to keep lighting the fire if I want to stay in here. Yeah, I've got Freeview, and I've also got Amazon Prime as well. So I could use something like that in there. I've just never even thought about it. I've never had a TV in a bedroom. Never really wanted one. I usually go to bed to go to sleep. It's only because I'm cold that I'm even considering, getting a TV in the seat. I've got two bits to the bedroom. I've got my bedroom that I sleep in, and I've got another bit which used to be in the conservatory. I've got another bit that's my sitting down bit, where I've got some of my clothes in there, and I've got my sewing machines in there, and the doll's house that I'm supposed to be painting, that's in there. My makeup table thing, whatever you call them, dressing table, that's in there. And I've also got my recliner chairs in there, the electric recliner. So I could sit in there and read in the summer because I can pull the blinds back and look out into the garden. I mean, at the moment they're closed for the warmth. But I never thought about getting a TV, but I might just think about it. But then it's coming summer and I won't be in there that often. Your flight's delayed by, oh gosh. It's like my friend, she went into Manchester by train. She went to see Hamilton, is it like a musical? And she got 3 trains delayed. She was frozen to the marrow when she got back home. Because she'd only gone in a cardigan, she hadn't gone in a coat. She didn't get home till the early hours of the morning. My daughter-in-law was the same a few months back. She went to Manchester and her train was delayed. Well, cancelled, yeah. So she had to wait through 3 trains. So she was about 1 o'clock in the morning before she got home. It's ridiculous, isn't it? At least it's not been cancelled, Jill. At least it's just delayed. These trains get cancelled. I don't know why they get cancelled, but they do. And the station at Manchester is absolutely freezing. It's like drafty as anything. And I said, was there not a waiting room? And she said, yeah, but it was full of like undesirables, dropouts and whatnot people. She said she didn't want to sit in there with them. Yeah, well, they seem to delay them from Manchester. From Manchester to Blackpool seems to be regularly. Oh my goodness, yeah, you could be waiting for ages in Dallas, couldn't you? That's always would worry me if I had to connect with other things. It used to be like that with trains in the older days. You had to go to such a place and then swap over and go on another train. And I used to always think, oh my God, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to go on the wrong platform or something. Mother's Day tomorrow, probably nothing much because the family are not coming back until, I don't know, afternoon probably. So I wouldn't imagine we're doing much. Don't bother me. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm not one that wants to go out for a meal. I don't eat much anyway. It takes me all the time to eat a small dinner without going out for a meal and wasting money. In any case, they're all booked up, aren't they? You've got to book in weeks in advance if you want to go out Mother's Day. It doesn't bother me. I'm not one for a big fuss. A card will do me. As I said before, I hope they don't give me a plant because I kill them all. Bunch of daffodils will be fine. Bunch of daffodils and a card, and I'll be happy. I'm not one for a big fuss. Oh, I know. You're always scared to death, aren't you? Missing the connecting. Because they don't run to time. Some runs later, some runs earlier. And it's always up steps and down steps, and there's never a lift, is there? With me, I don't do stairs. I can't do stairs, especially if I've got a case on wheels or I've got me fold-up scooter on wheels. I can't manage, if they haven't got lifts. Or if they have a lift, it's never working. It used to be the same at Bury. I used to go with my little scooter to Bury Market, get off the train, and the lift was never working. Yeah. She wrapped me present up in extra Christmas paper. Well, she probably only had Christmas paper. She didn't have Mother's Day paper. You have to be lucky it's not wrapped up in newspaper. I'm not bothered about a present. Doesn't worry me. As long as somebody says Happy Mother's Day, I'm fine. I'm fine. As I said before, I'm not one of these women that wants jewellery and gold and stuff like that. They're not happy unless they've got, something from Pandora. Not bothered at all. He wrapped a gift in stickers. You look, it wasn't Lego. He didn't give you a gift of Lego. Well, I was talking to my cousin in Llandudno, and he said they've changed all the rulings about the roads from 30 to 20. And since they moved it to 20 miles an hour, all the bus timetables gone up the wall. And what used to be a bus like every half hour or something, it's now like one an hour. And, it was a Hot Wheel car. Oh, I bet you wanted one of them, didn't you? And he said, they don't run on time. So if you went to wait for a bus, he said you can be standing an hour in the cold waiting for a bus to come along in Llandudno. Yeah. Night, Isaac. I hope you get to sleep with your sore hand. Who sent me a message? Oh, Carol. Oh, she's got to go to work tomorrow. She feels like crap. She hopes she can get some sleep with this cough. She's been up since 6 this morning, woke up coughing, couldn't get back to sleep, so she's knackered. So that's why she's not come on. When I was a young kid, we lived for 12 months in a little village called Llanfair Telhan. And that had 2 buses a day. One in the morning and one at night. Well, one in the tea time. So you couldn't go to the cinema or anything like that unless you had a car. Because you had to go to Rill, if you wanted any kind of, well, I was only young, so I didn't want nightlife, but you know what I mean? If you wanted to go anywhere, like to go to Rill or somewhere like that, there was one bus early in the morning that used to take the people to work and the kids to school, the ones who went to grammar school. And that was it. Oh, yeah, Manchester buses are great. And the tram is wonderful. I mean, the tram is here is okay, but it doesn't go. It only goes to like to Blackpool Central. It doesn't go to the train station or anything like that. They've been building it for the last 3 years. They haven't built it yet. It was supposed to be being open when we moved here. Oh, Rill used to be lovely. Apparently, it's absolute rubbish now. Not been for years. Yeah, yeah. We used to go to Rill or Colwyn Bay, like you say, Abergele. But you had to have a car. You had to get a lift. Otherwise, you couldn't go anywhere. My local MP, I have no idea. I think one of them standing for election, but they're all useless around here. They don't do anything. No idea who that is. When we didn't live there anymore, we used to go to Abergele to a caravan site on holiday, or we used to go to Towin. I can't crochet with this hand. I have to keep stopping with my knitting because my hand hurts. It's how many days now? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. Well, we're nearer to Cleveley's. I'm technically in Fleetwood, but I'm actually nearer to Cleveley's. Thank goodness. Fleetwood's not the best of places to live. Cleveley's is a lot nicer. I used to like Abergele and Towin I don't know what it's like. I haven't been for many, 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 many years. You've done 44 rows on your blanket. I've got up to the shaping on my sleeve. Oh, I hope so. Oh, you need a car in most places in Wales, don't you? Most places that are not town don't have bus services anymore. All these little places and that, the bus services have stopped. They might run a bit in high season, if they're a touristy type of place, yeah. But no, my hand surgery is just in and out. I've got to be there for 7:30 in the morning after I've showered. So in other words, I'm going to have to be up crack of dawn. I might have to stay up all night in order to get up in time. I've got to be showered and I've got to be at the hospital for 7:30. But then I'll be out before by lunchtime because they do an afternoon clinics. Afternoon. I mean, the last time when I had my right hand done, I was only in a few hours, yeah. But I had it done, well, I'm having it done privately this time, although it's NHS. The last time I had it done, it was in a private hospital in Manchester. Oh, talk about how the other half live. Oh, it was really superb. All posh, not a bit like the NHS. But the last time I went, I had a shower there. They wanted me to shower there and with this special stuff and that. But this time they've told me to shower at home and then come in. So it's not quite as posh as the one in Manchester then. Oh, and I got a proper meal after I'd had me up. You're lucky if you get a sandwich these days. Especially if you're in NHS, you're lucky if you get a curly butty. Yeah, well, I was talking to, no, it's only a local, I think. It was local last time, Val. They won't give me a general because of my, my CPAP problems, my breathing problems. They won't give me. Um, they won't give me general unless they have to. I'm a high risk, apparently. It must be windy. That door is absolutely banging on me. No, I've got to shower at home before. I can't do it the night before. I've got to do it that morning. I've got to be picked up again. But it's a Friday, I think. Yeah, it's Friday. So my son should be off work. So he should be able to pick me up. Oh, they stole your ice cream. That's terrible. I would have complained bitterly if they'd have stolen my ice cream. That's the trouble is I can't crochet or knit, so I've been dreadful for going on eBay buying tat I don't need, you know what I mean? You suddenly see things, oh, that's a good idea. You don't need it, why are you buying it? Yeah. I've ordered some wool today. You should have tested it for DNA, Sean. Which of you beggars in this room has eaten my ice cream? If you're watching Sheila, Val, she said a nice cheap place for wool. I've just ordered some chunky, some cream chunky. It's worked out at £1.40, I think, for 100 gram with the postage. Yeah. So I didn't think that was bad. I don't know what it's going to be like. I've only ordered one colour because it might not be soft. It might be rough or something. But so there's a lot of, I know you need a load of wool, Val. You're like me. You need loads, don't you? Hi, Denise. Better late than never. I'm still on. I've got about another 20 minutes, yeah. Lukewarm spaghetti bolognese. Blech. She has had it. She's had a delivery from there on her video today. Tonight's video, if you get a chance to watch her. I've ordered some cream chunky. You know me and my cream at the moment. I want everything in cream. So I've ordered 12 balls of 1,200 grams. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but I've ordered 1,200 grams of cream chunky. So I'll let you know when it arrives, when you come back off your jolly hollies. Tra-la-la, la-la-la-la. Hello, Mimi. I was hoping to finish my sleeve, but I'm not going to today. Not going to finish it tonight. At least I've done a bit more on it. Some days I can knit, other days I can do about 2 rows and I have to put it down. Depends what state my hand's in. Don't tell Sue. I'll let you tell her. No, she's too busy buying the handbags, Sue. One of our knit ladies, she loves handbags. She likes this particular brand of handbag. I'm not into handbags at all. Shoes used to be my thing. High heel shoes, I was like Imelda Marcos. But since I can't wear high heels anymore, I've lost interest in shoes. It's funny, isn't it, how you kind of lose interest in things when you can't wear them. Oh, ow. Oh, I hurt my hand then. I hurt my little hand. You're not one of the rich housewives of Cheshire, are you, Dolly? Lisa. I can't wear thongs. I used to. They get on my nerves, you know, when they get between your toes, yeah. I've got a pair of Crocs that I use. They're only cheapo ones that I used to go to the garden. There's a shed because sometimes the grass is wet and sometimes, you know, the dogs have been in the garden. So I don't like going out in shoes that I take in the house if you're with me. So I just have a pair of old plastic Crocs that I just trundle across the lawn in here. You did know one couple from the Housewives of Cheshire? I thought it was you. Oh my goodness, you've got a lot of babies coming there, Janice, yeah? You've hurt your hand. Welcome to the club, Mimi. We've got one of the guys from Gogglebox lives around the corner. I don't know which one because I don't watch Gogglebox, but we've got one of them. He comes home with his sister, apparently. But he lives just up the road from me. I can't crochet at the moment, Mimi, because I do more wrist action with crocheting. Don't ask me how, because I'm right-handed, than I do with my knitting. So I'm managing to do. Yeah. Pink fluffy eyelash scarf. Why is it no longer needed? She gone off pink. I've got a pink fluffy cowl thing, you know, that wraps over. It's got a fancy button thing. I've got loads of. I've got so much crocheting in my shed that I need to get rid of. I was watching that Derek, you know, the one who sends wool to Sheila, and he started crocheting the same way that Sheila crochets, you know, which is more like knitting, you know, only using his right hand because he was having trouble with his wrist. But I can't crochet that way. I'm just hoping that my left hand recovers and then I can go back to crocheting the way I normally crochet. I have to tension my yarn with my left hand. I don't actually crochet with my left hand, but I tension the yarn with my left hand. My friend Sarah, she crochets only with like one hand, if you know what I mean. She holds the wool in her right hand as well as the hook. I don't know how she manages it. Crocheting is a lot quicker. Oh, I'm hoping so. But I have got nerve damage. So, you think he had a stroke? Oh, he doesn't say, but I mean, I've only watched him a couple of times, so I'm not like up to date with his channel. I did start watching today, then I realised I was watching something else on the telly because I'd, pre-programmed it, so it changed over from watching him knitting his. Oh, it was a doorknob. Yeah, I get that a lot. Oh, I've only just started watching him, so I don't know whether he was poorly or not. No, when I say I've got a shed full of like crochet things, people are like, oh, you could give it me, or you could give it to this, or you could give it there. I'm like, hang on a minute. Can I at least get the money back for the wool? Not being mean, but I'm not that rich. People are always so wanting you to give everything away. Or can you make me that cardigan? I'll pay you for the wool. Yeah, right, okay. You're not my friend. I don't know you. I mean, obviously, I do it for close friends, but we're talking about people who I don't know. Oh, my amazing shed. Yeah, the one that'll never get emptied while I'm alive, you mean? That's why I don't buy any wool, because I've got so much. I shouldn't be buying this cream chunky, but I don't have any in my shed. I've had a look, but I didn't have any. Uh, I'm still of the sort of hope that I will at least be able to sell them for the price of the wool. I still live in hope. I used to do okay before Etsy started messing about, but Etsy started messing about, and then the postage to America went ridiculous. So that just killed my business, what little bit of a business I had. But unfortunately, I had quite a lot of stock. If I'd known it was going to go like it would, I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have made all those things. But I kept making those things thinking I was going to, But I did have a nice business at one time. Not fantastic business. I didn't make any money hardly. But it just kept me busy and it just kept me going, yeah. Oh, I know, I've had a friend like that. One-sided, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, I looked for Kelly today on Facebook. She seems to have vanished. She doesn't seem to be on Facebook anymore. Don't know where she's gone. She's not there. Oh, good evening. I wondered where you was. Well, it's hiding underneath my dressing gown because I'm cold. The jumper I have on is got purples and greens in it, so I'm wearing purples and greens. If you can see, these are like covered in silk, and then that one's got beads on it. That one there, beads. But I've got my dressing gown on, so that's why it's hidden. We all have friends who on the take. The trouble is, you see, we fall for it for a while, don't we? Because we think, they're nice friends and that. And then it dawns on you after a while that it's all one way. It's a nice necklace, yeah. It's just hiding because I've got my dressing gown on the top. Oh, I love my necklaces. To me, a necklace, I have so many, but you can wear the same sweater and you wear it with a different necklace and it looks a different thing altogether. That's why I like, to me, it's like an accessory. Some people wear scarves, don't they? Some people wear pashminas and things. I watch a lady called Crafty Nana, and she's always got jewellery on, but she always has a scarf or something on as well that she's just nonchalantly thrown over one shoulder. Yeah, we could all do without negative friends. I've been fortunate really in the fact that most of my friends have been very good. You just get the odd one now and again that you realise is after what they can get. But I've been lucky really, with friends. I was lucky with Kelly. I don't see her anymore, but then she got a full-time job now and, she's got her boys and that, and I moved away, so I don't see Kelly. Sue, I still keep in touch with. I did try keeping in touch with Kelly for a while, but when your phone calls are never answered and your messages are never answered, you get a bit fed up, don't you? I never fell out with her or anything like that. Never fell out with her at all, but it was just one of them things. I suppose you move in different circles after a while. All right, seaside. Yeah, I'll be going shortly, actually. A few more minutes and then I'll be off to the land of the bed. Yeah, yeah. It was sad to lose contact with Kelly because, we had a good friendship for a long time, but I moved away and she got a job and it's just one of them things. We just sort of drifted. Never an argument or anything like that. Because people say, did you fall out with her? Did you have an argument? No, we never did. It's just more like we drifted, if you know what I mean. Good night, seaside. With some people, you do that, don't you? You just drift apart for no apparent reason. Talking about that, I still need to write to my bridesmaid. She doesn't seem to be on Facebook. I had a look for her today. Couldn't find her on Facebook. She seems to have deleted her profile. Unless, you can find her, but I can't find her. I mean, I never deleted her off my friends list or anything like that. But I know she didn't post anything for a long, long time. She's not posted anything. So maybe she's just decided to, you know. Oh, Sue and I, we've got a similar sense of humour. We're as batty as they come, both of us. I am still hoping to get to see her this summer. Yeah. Yeah, she moved to Scotland. It was a pain in the bum her moving to Scotland, but it was one thing she'd always wanted to do. She'd always wanted to retire and go and live in Scotland. So, you know, I was sad to lose her, obviously. Yeah. uh, ish, Sean, ish. I'll tell you another day. All I can say is not legally. That's all I'll say on here. I'll tell you another day in an instant message. I don't think she'd want me to say her personal stuff on here. That's probably why we don't speak, because I wasn't pleased at the time, and I think I let it show, if you know what I mean. Sort of told her she was crackers. So, so I think that's what happened, really, come to think of it. We didn't actually fall out over it, but because I wasn't enthusiastic, I think that's what happened. Hey. Well, I wanted to have finished this sleeve, but I'm not going to. At least I've done a bit. I've knitted from where that knot is, from before the knot. I've knitted all the way. Yeah, you think you understand, do you? All I will say is I don't think number 2 would be a good idea. Being number 2, I should say. Yeah, I haven't had it yet. I'll probably be worse when it's all bandaged up. You'll think I've got my fluffy mitten on, won't you? But I'll have a bandage on it. How long I'll have that block stripy knit thing? Oh, that's just got shelved. You mean the baby thing I was doing, or do you mean that cardigan that I was doing in stripes? Yeah, I can't be two-faced, Christine. I have to say what I think, and I told her what I thought, and it didn't go down too well. You're off to bed, are you now, crafting it? So I've got to say I'll be following you. That sounded a bit a bit stalky, didn't it? Yeah. I can't do my crocheting really. It's just I'm struggling. And that baby thing, I would have had to have like a table because I have the back's got like 5 colours on it, and you have to knit the 5. So I'd have to keep swapping them about. I always used to knit it when I had a table. Yeah. And then I used to swap all the colours over when I was purling back, and then swap them all around again when I was knitting. And I can't do it when they're on my knee, you know. So that's why I didn't start doing the back, which was a bit, you know. I will get round to it, yeah. Yeah, turn the light off. Last one off on here has to turn the light off, yeah. Oh, do you remember the days of the lazy Betty before you had bedside lamps? When you had that lazy Betty thing swinging down bed? Because nobody wanted to get out of bed and turn it off at the wall and then get back in bed again, did they? So we used to have what they called a lazy Betty. Oh, I can't do that continent. I can't do the continental knitting, but I can't, if you know what I mean. It just feels alien to me. I just can't get the hang of it at all. I mean, people who do it say, oh my goodness, it's so easy, blah, you know. But I've knitted for, what, 70 something years of my life with English knitting. I can't break the habit. I'm just what they call a thrower, you know, where you throw the wool. What a lazy Betty. Yeah, that thing that hangs down from the ceiling in the middle of you on the bed. And you press it and it turns the light off, turns the big light off, as Peter Kay would say. Well, people didn't have bedside lamps in them days. I haven't got one, but I bought one that charges up because I hadn't got anywhere to put a little bedside light. I've got one that charges up off a USB. It's just handy. You mean like one of them? I've got one of there. Big lumpy. It's great, isn't it? Having arthritis. A lazy Getty. A lazy Betty. I mean, people have got bedside lights, don't they, these days? So you don't need a lazy Betty anymore. I could do with a lazy Betty, though. You're a thrower, are you? What do you throw? You throw a fishing rod, don't you? I just can't get the hang of this continental. I know it's quicker, and I know I've watched people do it, and it does look a lot quicker. But I cannot get, and I can't do the pearl at all. I cannot get the hang of the pearl. I suppose it's the way you learn, isn't it? You throw things at your husband. I only threw one thing at my ex, and I'm just so sorry I missed him because it was a carving knife. I'm the same with this hand when I'm crocheting. I have to tension. Look at that. Fingernails on the left hand because I'm not using it. Broken off on the right hand because I am using it. You can tell it's like I've got two people's hands. I've got one with nails on it and one without. They've all broke off. I suppose it's because I'm doing everything with my right hand. They just kept breaking off one by one by one. Now I haven't got one left. Knitting is like fishing. Oh, you hope not. You don't go like that, do you, with your knitting? Oh, excuse me. I did try doing continental. A German lady on the beach in Lanzarote did try to teach me continental knitting. She was German, didn't speak a word of English. Hi, Daniel. And I didn't speak any German, so we didn't do very well, really. She was trying to teach me how to do the continental. Knitting is like fishing. You mean you have to search for the stitch, Shan? Oh, dear. How are you doing, Daniel? Are you all right? I'm getting ready to go off, and Daniel's just arrived. Everybody just arrives as I'm going off. It's like an omen, isn't it? Yeah, I'm waiting for my operation on me carpal tunnel, but apart from that, yeah. My mum taught me like in, over, through, off, which was like in, over, through, off. That's the way she taught me how to knit. In, over, through, off. In, over, through, off. Yeah, well, it's 12:05 here. 5 past the Cinderella time. I usually go to bed at Cinderella time. It's been nice not having the dogs coming barging in, hasn't it? And what I like about it when the dogs are not here is I can put my knitting down and just leave it. I don't have to put it all away, pack it away in my bag, pack everything so the dogs don't get it. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you, Rainy D. Rainy. We have a lot of them days here, rainy days. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Who was that? Carpenters, weren't it? The Carpenters. Ours doesn't change today. I think we're always different day to you, aren't we? Yeah. You're springing forward now, so you have a different time for me next week. I think it's another week before we catch up or something. I know we never, I don't know why, we never change times on the same day. I'm sure it's not today. Do our clocks go forward today? Well, I didn't think they did, Sean. Sean. Getting my Seans and my Shans mixed up here. The clock will tell me anyway, because the clock on my phone changes automatically. So I'll know. No, the state, yeah. I don't know when ours is. Probably another week or so. Yeah. I hope it's not when I've gone the 22nd as me up. I hope it's not then. I don't want to miss an hour. I don't want to have to get up at 5:30 instead of 6:30. Oh. Well, I didn't finish my sleeve, but maybe tomorrow I'll finish my sleeve. I got quite a bit done. I got from before the knot. I had to tie a knot because I ran out of, yeah. I've done from about down here somewhere today, which is more than I've done. 31st of March. Oh, good. I've got a few days yet then. Oh, dear. Well, I can leave my knitting here on the floor without any bother of the dogs chomping all over it. Righty-ho. I'm going to go to beddy bows now. So thank you all for your company. Sorry for the ones who've just arrived because I'm going, but you know, it's the way it is some days, isn't it? Yeah. So I shall speak to you all very soon. Probably not tomorrow because it's Mother's Day. So I doubt I'll be doing a video tomorrow. Unless I've got something wildly interesting to tell you, which I doubt very, very much. But you never know. You never know. Oh, thank you, Chris. I hope you enjoyed your soup. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go now. Bye, everybody. I'm not going through all the names. It sounds like roll call at school, doesn't it? I shall just say good night to everybody, and I will see you all very, very soon. Be soon, I said. Be soon. Thank you, Lulu. Bye now.